All right, Creekside fam, let's talk blending cigars, and more specifically, let's talk about this next Creekside Customs that we're working on. I've got the final 2 prototype samples, and I want to smoke them with you all and give you a little behind the scenes in my brain process of what I'm looking for and how we got to this point. All right, so about a month ago, I was in New York City. And you all probably saw that video, and if not, here it is. And I was visiting new friends to us here at Creekside, Martinez Cigars, Dave and Jesus over at Martinez, have an amazing thing going in downtown New York City. Hospitality is through the roof. It's one of the things that I love about going to manufacturers. I talked a little bit about this in our podcast that we shot with Hostos, but one of the things that frustrates me about cigars is the fact that when you go to the source, when you go to where these cigars are crafted and made, there is an intense level of family-like hospitality that you experience that goes beyond the cigar that you're smoking. And then by the time it gets to retailers and to the cigar culture of the US, a lot of that is stripped away. And in the delivery method as to how you purchase cigars and how you experience them in stores and in lounges, people aren't experiencing that level of hospitality. And it's why we're so focused and adamant about providing that. And so I say all of that because I just love going to these factories and I love meeting the makers. I love seeing the product being made, being fermented, being sorted. I love watching them put the bands on thousands and thousands of cigars. And I love the care and the passion that is just ingrained in these factories. So I say all of that. We were in New York City, a place that maybe you wouldn't think has a cigar factory. They have a great cigar factory there, Martinez Cigars. There's 4 rollers in this shop, and they are putting out some amazing cigars. I got a chance to smoke some of their own cigars, and I had smoked cigars that they made for other people, and I was really impressed. I was familiar with a lot of the places that they were procuring their tobacco from other places and blends that I've been a part of over the past 6 or 7 years. And so I had a high level of confidence that we could create something beautiful with Martinez. And so today, right now, I've been letting these dry box for about 10 days. I am sitting down to smoke for the first time 2 of the samples that I'm really excited about. So for this next customs, I wanted it to be a Habano. We're working on a Maduro. We're working on our first Connecticut as well. But for the last one of the year, I wanted something really classic, something that had some baking spice element to it, something that felt like a fall release. Sorry, this is not the last customs. This is for this next one coming up in October. I wanted some fall flavors, and I wanted to try to use some of the tobaccos that they have that I'm really excited about. And so what we're looking at here, you guys, if you saw the blending video of when I was at Martinez, we landed on really cool filler components, put the Connecticut wrapper on it. It was like this cream bomb. I'm really excited to jump into those cigars. We'll do another video on those. But the Habano was one that I thought was gonna pair really nicely with the fillers that we were using. Something that could be a little sweet, a little spicy, have a really nice like round texture. When I say round, I mean like it's not like all spice and harshness, and it's not all like this like oaky woodiness. It has a mix of those type of flavor profiles and components. All right, so the one I have in my hand here, which is what I'm calling blend number 1, is a Habano wrapper or capa. The binder is Ecuadorian Connecticut Deflorada. I mean, we talk all the time about Deflorada, so I don't think that's crazy for you guys to see that show up in our cigars. But I've never used it as a binder. I've only ever seen Desperado used as a wrapper, or I've only used it as a wrapper. But what I love about Desperado is, if you're unfamiliar with it, you have a tobacco plant, and at the top there's a flower. The tobacco plant is pushing its nutrients to the top to create the flower. Deflorada, or deflowering, is taking the flower off so that all of the nutrients now go to the top leaves, the lejero, and then more go to the middle of the plant where you would normally grade Viso tobacco, And then you still are getting some more in the Seco. It's basically concentrating each of the leaves because nothing is getting pushed to the flower, which never turns into a cigar. So I like that. I've always found that binder plays more of a role in flavor and profile than we all talk about or than we think. So I was really curious to try the De Florada binder with this Habano wrapper. And then in the filler component of this blend, of blend numero uno, is I use percentages. It's like the easiest way, I think, to talk about it, but it's really quantified at the factory in leaves. 2.5 leaves of this, 2 of this, and then the rest of a different tobacco. But how I do it, so we have Habano wrapper, Desperado binder. In the filler on this blend is a Criollo 98 Seco from the Dominican Republic. It's a Nicaraguan Viso from Esteli, Nicaragua. And then the Ligero is also Criollo 98 Ligero from the Dominican Republic. So as far as the filler is concerned, ultimately it's 50% of the filler is comprised of Dominican tobacco, 50% is comprised of Nicaraguan tobacco. You have an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, Ecuadorian De Florada binder. Had all these samples rolled in a 5x50. Personal preference for tasting a blend. And I just lit this one up. You can see I'm a little bit into it. I got started as I was setting this up, or I started lighting it up, I should say, and then I was like, I need to set this up. It's a freaking beautiful day on the backside of Creekside, and we haven't sat down and done behind the blend for customs in a while. So here we are. Right off the bat, what I'm noticing is there's a nice breadiness to this cigar. There's some nice spice. There's a salinity that I really attribute to Dominican tobaccos. The room note. I also love smoking outside, by the way. I'm going full ADD on this video. I love smoking outside, especially when I'm testing something, because I don't have the influence of anybody inside the shop smoking or anybody inside an office smoking. It's just me and the cigar. You could argue that you get less of the foot smoke, but to me, that's kind of a secondary element. What I'm really looking for is like, what is it doing on the palate? What is it doing through the retrohale? I don't want to have other influences infiltrating my opinion on this cigar. So right off the bat, it is bready. There's some baking spices. It's soft, it's round. There's some salinity and a touch of acidity. But I will say what it's missing is the middle of the palate. I want it to be a little heartier, a little more in your face. And this is it's more mild. I'm gonna light up this blend, what I'm calling blend 3. It's the other Habano that we worked on while we were there. And I'm gonna see how it starts off compared to this one. So I'm gonna do a couple more puffs on this guy, take my notes, then we'll light up blend 3, compare them, see what's going on. Ooh, right off the bat, totally different cigar. 2 changes in this blend. We're now into blend number 3. That is so cool. Now, you might think to yourself, okay, you changed 2 components, like obviously it's gonna taste different, which is fair and true. You could change part of one and it would taste different. But I will say right off the bat, it's pleasing me. It's a very happy difference. It's sweeter. It has less of that kind of salty salinity, mineraliness. It's like richer, more powdery. Okay, so let's break down blend number 3. Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, same as blend 1. New binder. It's a Nicaraguan binder. So now before we had the Ecuadorian Desflorada, now this is Nicaraguan. So you have Ecuadorian Habano, Nicaraguan binder. And then in the filler, there's still 50% of the filler that is this Nicaraguan Viso. However, the Seco in this is now no longer DR, it's Nicaraguan Jalapa Seco. 50% is Nicaraguan Viso from Esteli. And then we kept the same Ligero, which is it's 25% of the blend, and that is from the Dominican Republic, Criollo 98. So Seco changed, binder changed. That's really nice. So much sweeter. So much more like richness, creamy, really creamy. I almost don't even want to go back to the other one. I love this one so much. It's really interesting when you sit down and smoke these side by side, like the big differences and the changes. I've loved both of these blends. The 25, 50, 25 of both of these inner components when we smoked them on the table at Martinez. but the way they've come so much more alive, man, the sweetness on this is crazy. Milk dud sweetness for sure. The way they've come alive after having a few weeks to sit and rest, dry box, come together. Obviously the addition of the binder leaf, really nice. The footnote is like this like cinnamony candy kind of thing. But I'm just loving the depth of this one. It hits all senses, like all sides of the palate. It's balanced. Really toasty. I'm really enjoying this. Wow. Great job, guys. You know, I think it's important to note too, I by no means am a master blender. It's hard for me to even say that this is a cigar I'm working on. Especially, you know, because we know at Creekside, we know so many of these amazing brand owners, these guys who know so much about tobacco, about picking specific lots within farms and the placement of the tobacco within the cigar and how they want things done. I have barely crushed the surface of that. And so what we try and do at Creekside is work with manufacturers that we believe in, that we think make great cigars. And then our job is to just smoke and taste and what do we like, what don't we like? Hey, can we try this? Can we try that? But still letting them lead on like filler placement, on specific grades of tobacco and what to use where. I don't know any of that. I simply taste the tobacco, put a few of them together. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And then ultimately come up with a couple that I like, taste them and pick a favorite. And that's what you guys get to smoke. This is like a medium bodied champion. And I freaking love this size. I don't even need to go back to the other one, which kind of surprises me. Like that's how much I love this one. It grabbed me right off the bat. Really now what I'm gonna do is just validate smoking through the entirety of it. Are there any moments where the flavor goes out? You know, that could be something which I'm learning right now. That could be something where that's just time off the table, the age of it, it's so young. That also could be something where the way they're stacking the Ligero or the Viso in this is all way too concentrated towards the bottom of the cigar and there's nothing happening after the halfway point. We can always talk to the factory, hey, what can we do to change that? Then I leave it up to them. But I'm gonna keep smoking through this one. I absolutely love this cigar, it's so good. All right, here's the deal. We've got 2 more of these samples of each of the ones we just smoked, that I just smoked. And we got Noah and we got Josh live at the shop. And so I'm gonna have them smoke through both and give you their thoughts. Here we go.
Coming off the rib, it's like there's some kind of sweetness there. A little bit of a minerality and kind of like a salinity going on. I'm digging that. I like that so far.
But right off the bat, I mean, beautiful wrapper, the smell, the smoke, almost a little bit of cedar, a little bit of, I like that. Let's give it a puff. Yeah, absolutely. Number 1, let's get it. Not as heavy, not as strong as I would think it would be. With more of a darker wrapper. But man, this is good. This is good so far.
There's something interesting going on in there I can't pinpoint. There's a salty, minerally thing going on, which I like. If it's clean, it's not lingering on my palate. Definitely no woodiness.
Right? I didn't get it.
But it's got a nice nutty profile to it. But there's like a unique, I don't know, it's almost like one to go towards a citrus type sweetness, but it's not that. It's just, I don't know what it is.
Super smooth. Not as strong, like I said. Like it would be when I lit it, I got a little bit of cedar, some woody notes, I would say. But this so far is phenomenal. I barely dove in.
Yeah, I do agree.
This is Numero Trace.
Pretty good.
Right out of the gate there too.
Next one we have is another surprise one by Ember, just labeled number 3. So going from number 1 to number 3. Gonna go ahead and light this one up, and let's dive in. Let's see what there's any differences. Man, wow. This one's a little bit different. Almost getting a little like sweet caramel, like right off the bat. And that's like a couple puffs in. Man, I changed my mind. Number 3, we don't know what this is or what it's gonna be called, but number 3, I hope you guys are gonna be able to smoke this and enjoy this one so far.
Like maple syrup and oak. Like,
Yeah.
very, very different. Yeah, I would say.
Salty minerally to maple syrup and oak.
A little bit of a salty back note.
Because this is blowing my socks off right now. I mean, this is crazy. Dave, again, another heavy hitter right here.
It's the winner, man.
I like this one. I like this.
That smile says it all.
This is the one. This is it. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
This is it.
If you're part of our Discord, you know what a joy it is to be in that community with all of our virtual members. It's a blast. I mean, you're seeing people from all over the world, literally, smoking cigars, sharing new stuff that they're liking, coming together on our virtual lounge literally daily to hang out and get to know one another. And we're just having fun. We got awesome guys like John Huber, Scott from Warp Cigars, even Hostos inside this our Discord community, engaging with us and answering questions and showing new product and things they're working on. Like, it's become like another Creekside cigar lounge online, and I think it's a blast. And so I really appreciate all of you who are in it. If you're not part of our Discord, you can join through the link in this video description. We're 2 things about Discord. One is about a really cool special cigar for Discord. The other is a new channel we're adding for industry people. If you own a cigar lounge, if you manage a cigar lounge or cigar company, we're putting together a private channel within Discord for us to get together, to share ideas, to share wins, to share major L's. And I'll be the first to put my hand in that pot and share those, and just learn from each other. I think so often in the retail side of cigars, we do this alone, and we don't really understand what's happening. Are there other lounges that have been through the same issues we're going through? Have other people tried this and did it work? And I want to build a place where all of us can kind of get together and talk about those things. So if you own a lounge, if you manage a lounge, join our Discord, and then just let me know what shop you're at, and we'll get you added to that channel in Discord. Okay, about a month and a half ago, when I got the library of tobaccos that we'd have the opportunity to work with at Martinez, I dropped those tobaccos into a poll for people to vote on in Discord. And I said, okay, here's the poll. Here's your wrapper options, your binder options, your filler options. Vote and create your own virtual cigar. And I will have the blend made, and we will produce that cigar. We will not change the blend from what has been chosen here, whether it's good or bad. We will produce that cigar and launch it first to our Discord community. And then if there's any left over, we'll share with the rest of y'all. That cigar is called Buena Campaña. That was also voted on by the people. Buena Campaña is good company in Spanish. Shout out, I'm forgetting the name of the person, but you know who you are, to you for coming up with this name and this idea. I love it. I love that it's just another way of saying and expressing the Creekside community and the company that surrounds it, both here at the shop and virtually in Discord. Buena Campaña is a crowdsourced blend, and I will tell you guys right now what that is. It is a Sumatra wrap cigar, which this is why this blend is so awesome. I would never pick to put a Sumatra wrapper on a cigar. I just wouldn't. But the people have spoken, and we will oblige. Sumatra wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, and then a blend of filler components that we put together based off the percentages of votes each one got. 35% of it is a Nicaraguan Viso, 35% of it is a Nicaraguan Ligero, and 30% of it is a Criollo 98 Seco. That is the Buena Campaña blend. I have 4 of them. What I'm gonna do is pick 2 people to smoke that with us. You will get 1 single cigar, and we'll smoke it on one of our Discord virtual lounges, talk about the blend, and we will put it into production and release it to our Discord family. Here's how you enter. You gotta be part of our Discord, and you gotta drop a comment on this video, and I wanna know about the Buena Campana, the good company that you smoked with. Who are your favorite people that you've ever sat down and shared a cigar with? Tell me about them, tell me about the experience. And I'm gonna pick two lucky individuals to sample Buena Campana alongside of me and someone else from Creekside. And we're gonna sit down and enjoy it. And we'll put them into productions, we'll vote on a size, and then it will be released. I'm really excited about this for a lot of reasons. One, because when you work with factories that have great tobacco, it's hard to totally mess up. Number two, making cigars is fun, and it should be a collaborative effort. It is always a collaborative effort at any level. And I love that this brings our Discord family into that, and that we get to have something that is unique for them. So we're gonna do that, we'll get it made, and you'll get announcements on how that is being released here in the very near future. I'm really excited about it. Thank you to all of our Discord people who watch and support what we do. Thank you to all of you on YouTube who watch and support what we do. I cannot express to you enough what a joy it is to be a part of Creekside and to share in the good company and all of the good people that make up the cigar community, that make up from the manufacturing to the brand side to the consumer side. I feel like we are building something really special that's bringing all of these people into one place to share good times and great cigars. And to be a part of that is really special to me. And all of you who support our content allow that to be the reality here. And so a really big heartfelt thank you. This blend that I'm smoking now is so good, and it's going to be coming very soon on our next Creekside Customs drop. If you want to be a part of these drops that we do for Creekside Customs, just join our mailing list, join our Discord, follow us on Instagram. You can join the mailing list on our website, scroll all the way down to the bottom, put your email in, and then here's how we do launches for drops like this and like customs. Our Patreon members in Discord get first dibs on anything we release that's of limited quantities, like a customs. They have about a day to go through and order those. Then it goes to the rest of Discord. Then it goes to our email list. Then it goes up on social and online. And then when they're gone, they're gone. We do them all in 10 count bundles. And I think you guys are really, really going to enjoy this one. The name of this is to be determined. That's not the name. The name is coming soon. We will announce it when we launch this blend. Yeah, and it's made at the infamous Martinez Cigars, who's been doing this for over 50 years in New York City. Can't wait for you guys to try this and experience this blend. And again, I can't thank y'all enough for all the support and for coming and hanging out and talking, sitting down to let me just kind of babble about what I'm learning in tobacco and in cigars. We're having a blast here, people. All right, I'm gonna keep enjoying this, finish taking my notes, get on the phone with the factory and figure out how we get this thing moving. It's been a pleasure, Creekside fam. We'll see you very soon on another YouTube video. I'm sure of it. And until then, go smoke in good company. Peace.